What is a money market fund and how does it really operate? I think as we speak right now, we have about close to 400 billion in money that is invested in money market fund. How is it possible that a money market fund is able to get a better return than you can get alone? What is the safety of my money? Always make sure that you invest in places that you can be able to actually access as much information as possible. It is very important for you to always ask the right questions. It's also good to know what can go wrong.
Learn, grow, prosper with Zurit.
You cannot speak to more than 3 people and they don't ask you about money market fund. This is because the market has grown. And let us just provide some context. I think as we speak right now, we have about close to 400 billion in money that is invested in money market fund. It is still looks like a small amount compared to the banking deposits, which are huge. That is about maybe 5-10%. But we have seen significant growth over the last couple of years. And this is because people are getting more knowledgeable, I guess, more curious, and information is flowing. So it is really good for us to understand, what is this all about? What is this money market fund? Why should I even look at investing in it? And if so, how then do I decide where to go? So let's start with the basics. What is a money market fund and how does it really operate? This is really just a pool of funds that is brought together by different investors. And the fund manager actually is the one who determines where the money goes. So how is it possible that a money market fund is able to get a better return than you can get alone? It's really economies of scale. Your 100,000 plus my 100,000 makes 1 million. So when you go to the bank or a financial institution, we are able to get a higher deal, a higher return. That's number one. Then number two, the investment opportunities that you cannot access. Let's say, for example, a commercial paper. This is lending to some businesses. You and me, with 100,000, we will be considered non-sophisticated investors. And so they would not be able to take our money. So what the money market fund does is commingle again those investments and then are able to invest in some of those securities and they get a better return. And then also, they can invest in government securities and they are able to be at a higher yield than me and you would get. So when you look at all that in totality, they are actually able to generate a higher return that is distributed to you. So that is basically how they are able to get a higher return than you would do if you're investing on your own. So then the question is, what is the safety of my money? If you're investing in money market fund, I would actually say that the governance structure that has been put in place supports a lot of security for your investment. You have the fund manager who decides where you're going to invest. You have the custodian who is your advocate. They're the ones who invest on your behalf. Any decisions that the fund manager has to do, they have to be vetted by the trustee. Then you have the custodian, and the custodian is the person who is holding money on your behalf. So the fund manager, if for example, any of the fund manager will not hold the money in their balance sheet, they will actually have to hold it in their custody. And even if you go to the custody account, you'll not see the money in their balance sheet as well. So there are total good regulations that have been put in place to safeguard you as an investor while investing in the money market investing in a money market fund. However, what you need to understand as an investor, look at the fact sheet. What is a fact sheet? It is a summary of how the strategy that the fund manager is undertaking, where they invested, and then ask yourself, can they be able to give you that kind of return? Because remember, as what we always say, someone cannot give you a return that they are not able to generate. So look at the investment underlying portfolio and see if you're comfortable with how that money is being generated. Now, what are the key considerations when there are so many? I think there are about 49 or 50 licensed money market funds in the country. So how do you determine which one to go with? I think for me, the starting point is the brand that you care for. There are brands that you don't want to touch just because you don't like them, but their options are there. So determine the brand that you want to associate with. But on top of the brand, ask yourself, what is the kind of return that you're getting? It is very important because we are saying that we want to make our money work for us. So understand the kind of return that this fund manager is providing and how consistent that has been. And remember, we also said, how are they being able to generate that return? So that is very, very important. The other key thing is, how easy is it to access and to invest your money? With the modern world of technology, I think ability to access your funds and the go is important. But again, remember, we are all human. So the easy access that we have it can actually cost us. So at times, if you're investing towards a goal, ask yourself and ask the fund manager, are they able to guide them? Are they able to guide you against you? Because you don't want to be able to invest, maybe investing for, you're saving for a certain goal, maybe going on holiday, and then you want to access that money. Let them help. Do they have a guide? Can they help to guide that money so that even if you want to get it, you're not able to get it? The other thing is access to information. How easy is it for you to get access to that information? Because at times, you do not understand what is going on, but are they easily available? Is the information readily available? That is very important. So always make sure that you invest in places that you can be able to actually access as much information as possible. There is transparency. You can actually be able to access your funds on the go, depending on what you're using that money for, how technology savvy they are, or how technologically connected they are, and also the costs and the charges. Remember, some of these costs costs you money. Think about what is the fund management fee they're charging, is the yield that they are giving net of their expenses or not. And then remember, the investment is also taxable. So all money market funds are taxed at 15%. So you need to look at what is going to come to your account is the interest less 15%. So then how do you start this process of investing? I always say, test their waters. Select the brand that you care for. If they have a mobile application, just dial, invest the first 1,000, and then you'll see as the interest comes in, it's credited into your account. Then you feel much better and you can actually be able to grow that. And then also, how much sophisticated are you? If you're investing a lot of money, you need to have a conversation with someone on that end. So it is very important for you to always ask the right questions. Try to invest, try to withdraw, and then understand where is this all going. So when you're investing in the money market fund, remember, again, the key consideration is the return that you're getting, the risk that you're taking. So, and the risk is measured by what are the underlying assets that they are being invested in? Are they fully compliant with the regulator? And then finally, how easy is it for you to get your money? In money market fund, in as much as you are able to get your money easily, it's also good to know what can go wrong. So always diversify your bets because it is important for you to go. Now we have gone through what is a money market fund. Maybe what you're asking yourself, so now what do I do? The main thing is I would like to share some information in terms of how you get the information of where to go. It is actually by law that all the money market funds must actually submit their returns to two national newspapers. So you can go to any newspaper and you will be able to get the returns that are there by fund manager. So that way you are able to actually ask yourself where to invest. So go to the Business Daily, go to the Standard, or just go to the Nation. You'll be able to see those kind of returns. But we have even made it easier for you. You can actually follow Zurit on your socials and you'll be able to get the returns by fund manager on a day-to-day basis. So follow us as we continue to make your investment journey much easier. Thank you.